Hello, this is Francis from McCaffrey's Crafts again, and I'm continuing on in my series about Blackthorn and faction fighters. And again, if you do like these videos, please subscribe. I think I looked at my stats, and about 73% of people watching my videos weren't subscribers. So I don't know, I think you're supposed to ask or, or whatever for people to subscribe with these videos. Anyway, let's get down to it. Every time I do one of these videos, I kind of get new ideas and new things come to mind. And I thought today I would discuss just a little bit before we get to the faction sticks about women in faction fighting. Yes, women were involved. If you understand about Irish culture, there always was, maybe a sense of equality, I suppose, to an extent, in terms of fighting and getting involved in things that, even from Celtic times as well, that women were viewed differently, in terms of like they were strong, they were responsible for a lot of things. They were involved in fighting. So the role of the women in the faction fight was heavy as well. That again, if you know Irish culture, if there's something going on, women want to be involved as well. It's perfectly normal, and people didn't even think about it or bat an eye. And but the thing is, like, women did not handle fighting sticks. They did not use blackthorn sticks. They did not use any sticks at all. And what the women used to do is, and I'll give you, there's a famous group called the Tipperary Stone Throwers. So one aspect of women involved in faction fights is that they would get some decent rocks and stones and fling them at the heads of people. So imagine that you're in a faction fight. You have your guard, you're going in as close cornered and everything. You're trying to pay attention for different blows and strikes, and then all of a sudden these mad ones are flaking stones at you and flinging them at you. It's like, why would you want to be in a faction fight? The more and more you learn about it, it's just insane. Like, these guys were happy to go in and fight with sticks. The risk of a mortal wound was always there. And on top of all of that, you had a bunch of these women flaking and throwing stones at your head. So it's very difficult to see the sport and the fun side of things. But sure, there were different times, and men were men and women were women back then. So the Tipperary stone throwers was one way, and that was kind of found its way into folklore, and there's some stories about that. But women fighters as well, they often had their own ideas about the effective use of stones. And here's a quote that I found written in this Tour Through Ireland book from 1913 by a Reverend James Hall. He said, "I observed a woman who put a stone in at the mouth of a glove, which she tied fast. Then she knocked a man on the head, by which he came to the ground." So women used to put rocks into things. They used to put them into gloves, as this example. They also used socks. There's another quote here that I've written down. It's by this gentleman called Kieran Danaher, and he wrote a book, Ireland Long Ago, back in 1962. And he wrote there, often their weapon was a stout woolen sock with a stone weighing a pound or so in the toe of it. And folklore has it, in the book he said, that Betty Meehan used to fight with the sock here, a fair of Ardar in West Limerick. So again, there's a number of stories out there. So just like a sock with a stone, that was their type of weapon they used to do. They used to get a woolen sock, put in a rock of about a pound in weight, about 454 grams, and they could swing that around, and it's flaking you and hitting you and everything. And it's insane. But like, it begs so many questions as well. Like, I wonder, like, how the men responded. Like, you're there in a faction fight, there's some mad woman flaking you with a stone, and was there like some kind of respect to women, or did they feel bad, or was it like frowned upon if they turned around and knocked out a woman or something like that? Or would they hit the women back with sticks or something like that? Or would they give as good as they take? because like there's lots of stories of women's just come up, hit a guy, and then they're knocked out. So I wonder, was there something there that, you know, out of respect for women, or were they afraid? Or, you know, obviously there's going to be mad characters in a faction. Like there's going to be the guys that would beat anyone. Like, you know, if they saw a child, oh, let's get him. You know, there's always like one or two mad locals that are just, you know, ravenous for just being slapped and hitting people and stuff. But yeah, it's just like today I thought I just found it interesting. I was going to go into about the faction stakes, and I was thinking about, you know, women in factions and stuff like that, because there's not a lot written about the women in faction fighting, but they were involved. And you know, I just thought that'd be kind of interesting to kind of introduce it today, especially when I'd found a few references to there. So yeah, the series continues, and again, I have so much to talk about. And every time I do these videos, I think of new things. So I'll stop my ramblings, and thank you for watching. And if you like these videos, just subscribe away, and I'll keep making them as long as you keep watching them. Thank you.